The Last Word, Episode 4. Into the Courts, Fighting Back. Intro. In the last episode, I told you what happened when I reported the truth and the system refused to act. Action Fraud dismissed it. The police dismissed it. The Ombudsman dismissed it. But there comes a point where you stop waiting for justice and you start making it happen. This episode is about that turning point. The moment I realized that if the system wasn't going to protect my family, I would have to take the system on myself. This is the story of how I stepped into the courts, not as a lawyer, not as a professional, but as an ordinary citizen armed with evidence, determination, and the law. Section 1. The decision to fight. There's a moment in every battle where you have to decide who you are. Are you someone who accepts what you're told? Or someone who challenges it? For me, that moment came when I looked at the evidence I'd gathered, the unlawful charges, the misrepresentations, the illegal property caution, and realized something simple but powerful. If I didn't fight this, no one would. Not the police. Not the Ombudsman. Not the council. No one. So I made a decision. I would take this into the legal arena myself. Not because I wanted to, but because I had no choice. Section 2. Learning the system they never expected me to understand. Most people never see the inside of a court. Most people never read legislation. Most people never learn how to file a claim, prepare evidence, or challenge a public authority. But when you're fighting for your home, your family, and the truth, you learn fast. I learned how to draft legal submissions, how to structure evidence bundles, how to reference legislation, how to cite case law, how to expose procedural breaches, how to challenge unlawful decisions, how to navigate court filing systems, how to stay organized under pressure. I learned the law not because I wanted to be a lawyer, but because the people who were supposed to uphold the law weren't doing it. And the more I learned, the more confident I became. Because the law was on my side. It always had been. Section 3. The Evidence Bundle, Turning Truth into Strategy. Evidence is powerful. But evidence organized, that's unstoppable. I built my evidence bundle piece by piece. Assessment documents. Medical records. Internal counsel notes. Financial calculations. Correspondence. Statutory guidance. Legislation. Timelines. Contradictions. Omissions. Recordings. Expert commentary. Every document told a story. Every contradiction exposed a lie. Every omission revealed what they didn't want seen. And when you lay it all out in black and white, something becomes very clear. Cornwall Council's actions weren't just flawed. They were unlawful. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. Section 4. The Council's response, defensive, disorganized, and exposed. When the Council realized I wasn't going away, their behavior changed. Suddenly, documents appeared that had previously been lost. Explanations shifted. Timelines changed. Statements contradicted earlier statements. Legal positions were rewritten. Excuses multiplied. It was like watching a structure crack under pressure. Because when you challenge a public authority with evidence, they don't respond with clarity, they respond with defensiveness. They don't admit mistakes, they rewrite them. They don't correct the record, they bury it. But every change, every contradiction, every attempt to rewrite history only strengthened my case. Because the truth doesn't change. Only lies do. Section 5. The emotional reality of taking on a public authority. People imagine court battles as dramatic, powerful moments. But the reality is quieter and harder. It's long nights. It's endless paperwork. It's fear. It's exhaustion. It's the weight of knowing that if you make one mistake, the system will use it against you. And all the while, you're fighting an opponent with unlimited resources, unlimited time, institutional protection, legal teams, political cover. But what they don't have is what I had. The truth, the law, and the determination not to let my parents' memory be defined by the council's wrongdoing. Section 6. The moment the system began to shift. There was a moment, a small one, but important, when I realized the council was no longer confident. It was in their language, their delays, their sudden need to review documents, their reluctance to commit to positions, their attempts to narrow the scope of the case. They weren't acting like a body that believed it was right. They were acting like a body that knew it had been caught. And that was the moment I knew. This fight wasn't just about my family anymore. It was about something bigger. Because if they had done this to us, they had done it to others. And that's when I met Andy Dunstan. But that's a story for the next episode. Closing. In the next episode, I'll tell you how I discovered that my case wasn't unique, that another family, years later, had lived the same nightmare. The same misrepresentations. The same unlawful actions. The same institutional resistance. This is where the story becomes collective. This is where patterns emerge. This is where the truth becomes impossible to ignore. And this is where the fight for justice becomes bigger than any one person.